Hello, people. My name is Minka Jacob, and I'm here to serve you the NNA update on the UCL draw. I mean, the UEFA Champions League draw or parent. Now, it's quite interesting, yeah. I must say, I'm so glad some teams are being paired with, I think, suitable opponent or like for like opponent, or much easier, right, in terms of the squad depth and all that. And this year's UCL season, which is a UEFA to 2025-2026 UEFA Champions League season, I tell you what, it is going to be one to watch out for. The anticipations among the sporting fraternity is quite interesting. Look, I am here to discuss the Newcastle draw. It's quite fun here. In the last 2 to 3 hours, Newcastle have sealed the deal with a forward. At least for now, they have a new center forward to be able to go through the season as you would like to say it. They've been in a much desperate position when it comes to their forward line ever since they realized that their top striker Alexander Isak has decided to boycott the club on the basis of he wanting to join another Prem side, which is no news. It has been all over the place. That it has been one desperate situation for Newcastle, even though they've always said and stood on the grounds that they prefer hanging on to the Swedish striker, even though the Swedish striker would want to leave. Now, in a UEFA Champions League draw like this, being paired with the likes of Barcelona, PSG, Benfica, Leverkusen, PSV, and then being paired with Marseille, Athletic Bilbao, Union Saint Gilloise. I think this is a difficult one for Newcastle. So I'm not sure they expected this kind of pairings, especially having to deal with the reigning champions of the UEFA Champions League, which is Paris Saint-Germain. We all know how they are so prolific in terms of their attack, right? They are a team surrounded with a lot of brilliant minds in all facets of the field. When it comes to their goalkeeping department, they've rejuvenated the side, even though losing a top goalkeeper like Donnarumma. We also in the UEFA Super Cup that at least they have another decent goalkeeper. And then when it comes to their backline, come on, I don't think Newcastle can handle this because looking at Barcelona, they are also looking to at least come back from that hurtful defeat they took or they sustained at the back of last season's semi-final second leg game against Inter Milan. Now, if you pick Marseille, Marseille will be looking to at least make a name for themselves, especially knowing that their arch rival Paris Saint-Germain is making a lot of good positive strides in Europe. They would also want to replicate that same scenario, especially when they know that the French League One is quote unquote regarded as a farmers league. They would want to join hands with Paris Saint Germain and make a better statement for themselves. Take it or leave it. Last season in the UEFA Champions League, Paris Saint Germain made a record of not losing against any English Premier League team. I'm saying it again. Now, the English Premier League team, take it from me, is regarded as arguably the best league in the world, and having not to lose against them, I'm talking about Paris Saint Germain. That means that they have a lot of bright future for themselves. I won't keep it so difficult. Now, if you look into the next set, another Spanish side, Athletic Bilbao, they will also have not made have not recruited any no names. They are still sticking with the likes of the Inaki brothers and nothing special with them. So at least Newcastle can stake a claim in that game. Now when it comes to St. Gallo, at least I can place a bet on I can place my money on Newcastle picking at least 3 points from them. Now, if you come to PSG and Ovi, these are the teams I'm tipping Newcastle to at least pick up all 3 points from them if they want to progress to the next stage of the UEFA Champions League this season. I think they will have to manage to pick all 3 points against PSV. They would have to manage and pick all 3 points against Union Saint. They would have to make sure that they are picking all 3 points against Athletic Bilbao. It's not easy, but that would be a difficult game. But I think that looking at the squad depth of Newcastle, the likes of um Kieran Trippier in defense. At least they have some defense decent squad, right? They can Anthony Gordon and all that. I think Anthony Gordon is way ahead when it comes to the wing play, way ahead of Inaki. So at least they should be able to manage get some 3 points out of them. Now Marseille, yes. Newcastle is a little bit ahead of Marseille. Marseille haven't been that good in the past few seasons, so having this draw, they would at least manage to pick up a draw. Even if Marseille picks up a draw against Newcastle, it's a win for Marseille. I think so. The only team that will give some headaches to Newcastle will be Benfica and then PSG, without no doubt, Barcelona. Now, one thing I'll also be looking out for is PSG's interest in this UEFA Champions League season. Would they want to replicate or keep the Champions League trophy at their cabinet, or that defending champion curse will happen to them? We all know that if not for Paris Saint-Germain and if not for Real Madrid, the record holding winners of the UEFA Champions League, and at least some few clubs, nobody nobody can tell me that Paris Saint-Germain can replicate what they did last season. At least it was glaring enough in the last FIFA Club World Cup that they cannot replicate this. It will be very difficult. But we are all in anticipation. Newcastle, this is a tough one for them, and it will be very surprising if they make it out of this group or this league format of the new UEFA Champions League. It will be very difficult. I don't think the round of 16 will be a place for Newcastle. They should even make their name, if they should even make the 16 or the knockout phase of the UEFA Champions League this season. I think their season is good. They've done well. That this is a difficult fixture for them. And I'm out. I'm signing out. But before I leave, let's take note that Newcastle have backed a new centre forward, which is in the person of Nick. But for me, I have a problem with a Peterson price involved close to a 90 million euros, and it's outrageous. I won't lie, it's outrageous. I don't know whether it is out of desperation that forced them to buy Nick. Nick is young, 23-year-old, 2002 born, played in Stuttgart for quite some time now. But come on, he hasn't been that outstanding to even make a claim or a better claim in the English Premier League. I think he won't even survive the league for 2 seasons. Um, it is early days yet, but this is not for me. They cannot make it in the English Premier League. It's very difficult unless something different comes out of it.